How's it going, guys? Average Adam back here with part 9 of our Dark Souls 3 live stream. Just going to jump straight in, as always. Got a fair bit done. In the last episode was a little bit of a longer stream, but we beat our final Lord of Cinder, the Twin Princes, and we beat the Soul of Cinder, which is technically the last boss of the base game. We'll just quickly take off this armor. I put it on for the Foxinator just for a laugh, but I'm not going to wear it. So now that that's all done, pretty much the main bosses that we needed to fight are dead. So moving forward, there's still a lot of bosses to cover, so we're not done yet by any means. We've got plenty to do. So I'm going to quickly level up before we jump straight in. Okay. So, in terms of where our build's at the moment, 4 more levels into Endurance, and then Endurance is basically done. Like, that's the most Endurance you can have in the game. So there's really no point leveling it after 40. You basically just let it sit. I'm pretty happy with our health. It's not going to be suitable for once we get a little bit further in, especially with the DLCs, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. At this stage, I'm thinking, say, doing 2 levels into Strength really doesn't gain me all that much, so I'm not going to go into Strength. I could get a bit more damage if I do Dexterity, but once I find a Heavy Gem, and I will find a Heavy Gem, it will be irrelevant. So I figure we'll just keep working on our Endurance for now. So basically, guys, I'm going to come back here. Where are we going to go? Lothric Castle. So we're gonna in this episode, we're gonna try and knock over a couple of the optional bosses. When we load in, that is. Okay. So I think in terms of, you know, how many streams we've got left before we're finished, I think by my count I've got, how many? 2, 3, 4. I think I've got about 6 or 7 bosses left that I haven't beaten yet. So there's a little bit there, particularly with the Ring City DLC, which we'll be doing second. We'll do the Ashes of Ariandel first. The Ring City is probably going to take us a few episodes, honestly. Like, it's a fairly sizable DLC, and it can take a bloody long time to get through it all. So just gonna call this elevator back up, avoid this guy. Just gonna do the old Texas two-step. Aha, can't get me, sucker. There we go. Avoided professionally. Alright, so I don't know what it is, but I always step off here. And we came in here briefly in one of the previous streams to get I believe it was an Estus Shard. So now we're going to make our way through. So you'll notice these things. I don't know if I've really touched on them because I don't think we've really seen that many of them. But I think they're called like the Corruption of Man or the Pus of Man or something. They've got like a ridiculous amount of hyper armor. They just attack constantly and they do really, really high damage. Now, you're probably thinking, well, you know, if they've got that much health, they do that much damage and they're that aggressive, how are you meant to beat them? Well, very similar to, if anyone remembers in the previous, or I think it was, yeah, it might have been the previous episode or maybe the one before, with the Dragon's Foot. Actually throwing fire bombs at them is actually very effective, because they're, you know, while they're got a lot of health and they do a lot of damage and all this stuff, they're very, very weak to fire. So that's always something you can keep in your back pocket if you need to use it. Okay, can't do anything about him, but so basically we're just going to step through. We're going to step past this guy here. Ooh, I thought that was going to get me for a sec. And we'll start off, I suppose technically this is now first of the optional bosses, because the first of the optional bosses was the old Demon King that I did. because that area is completely optional. So here we go. So this is Osiris, the Consumed King. When he sort of goes second phase, the fight can be a little bit more complicated, but early on, he's not anything crazy to deal with. He's got pretty basic attacks, so you can attack him from the back or hit his legs, whatever you want to do, but you've just sort of got to be mindful because he can put out some pretty high damage. Okay. So now he's going stage 2. So you really got to watch that tail strike there. I missed it that time, but it does do a lot of damage, so just watch it. Okay. Yeah, so he flies around like a bloody bat out of hell, and he can put out a lot of damage, so just... Whoop, okay, that was my fault. I walked straight into it and I'm stuck. So, just, yeah, be really careful is all I can really say about it. His main damaging attack is probably when he charges at you. Not the White Dragon's Breath, which I nearly just ran into again. But, is that sort of attack there when he's sort of constantly running around like a crazy animal. But it's not going to matter because I think... Yeah, oh, I thought he was dead for a second there. But looks like we got him. So, not too bad of a fight, honestly. I actually think I got off pretty easy there, honestly. He can be very difficult. I'd say he's probably middle tier for me personally. I know there are some people who think he's pretty difficult, but in all honesty, normally if I'm playing through just for fun, I usually do like a dexterity faith build or a strength faith build. So, you know, he's technically a dragon. So dragons in this game are really weak to lightning. So any lightning weapons or lightning miracles you have, he just absolutely melts his health away. So, okay. So these enemies, very annoying. You see a few dead in there, but we'll be seeing a lot more of these guys very soon. I don't think we'll make it there in this episode, but we'll see how we go. So Path of the Dragon. If you want to get to the Nameless King and you want to do Archdragon Peak and things like that, you need Path of the Dragon, so you can't forget that. You can't get there without it. Okay. So, Illusory Wall. And you're probably thinking this looks pretty familiar. This is basically the area where we started in, guys. So, just going to rest up. And seriously, all it's going to be, we're just going to power through to the next boss. This is sort of trying to do a boss rush, I suppose you could call it. So, no mucking around, we're just going to head straight there. Pick up some items along the way, but we want the boss. He's our goal, so that's what we're going after. Okay. So I'm pretty sure, yep, we get invaded. It's an NPC, guys, so don't get too excited thinking I've just been invaded by another player, because I haven't. It's just a... Whoa, okay. I forgot that that person was there. Okay, so that wasn't really ideal. I nearly just died then. But once we kill him, she's all that's left. And, you know, apart from like Crystal Soul Spear and things like that, she really doesn't put out that much damage. She can parry though, so just watch it. But all in all, she can't do a lot. I mean, if you get hit with Crystal Soul Spear, it hurts. As you saw, I got smacked point blank with it. So it does a lot of damage in that regard, but... so that's done. Whoop. So, typical sort of enemy behaviour here, guys. This is basically just another version of the early game, what we went through. So, some items are different, and some enemy placements are a little bit different, but all in all, it's pretty much the exact same. Don't ask me to explain how, like, we're in this place again when we already went through it at the start of the game. There is an explanation, but I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to touch on it. Just accept that it just is because it is. So, I know it has something to do with the story and the sort of the timeline of this game, because time doesn't really work the way it does in the real world in this game, obviously being that this is a work of fiction, but it's yeah, it's very complicated, the storyline. So if you are interested in the lore or anything like that, there are a lot of good YouTubers out there who cover it really well, so make sure you check that out. So yeah, you're thinking, oh, you know, this is the tutorial boss. And yes, this technically is the tutorial boss, but it's a different version of him, and it's a version on steroids, because he's a lot more powerful, he hits a lot harder. So here we go, so he's buffed now, so you got to watch him. So, no transformation as such this time, but he hits very hard, so you got to watch it. So he gives you with big shoulder bash, does big kicks, he charges at you. Some of the moves are still similar, but he hits a lot faster and he's a lot more aggressive like this. So you really got to watch it. Oh, so yep, hits me with the big hook and then the big shoulder. But he's got a lot more follow-ups as well, so he's got good range and he's very aggressive, and he doesn't stun very easily, but it's not going to matter because he's done. Here we go, so Soul of Champion Gundyr. So guys, I think we're going on a bit of a roll, honestly. So, which is always good. So, only at the 12-minute mark and we've beaten 2 bosses. You never know, I mean, if all things go well, we possibly might get to Nameless King, but we'll see what happens. So, you're thinking, okay, that's the tutorial area, where does it lead? And yes, it does lead to Firelink Shrine. Just a different version of Firelink Shrine. This version has Black Knights, which I'm glad that the original version didn't have, because they hit real hard. Alright mate, calm down. And they don't stun very often either, so you've got to sort of check that. But it's good because you can see the +10 weapon is really coming in clutch here, guys. You can obviously tackle these areas a bit earlier in game, and it can be a fair bit harder for you, so... Okay, so coming in here, there's no coiled sword, but there is a coiled sword fragment, which is a really useful item. It's basically, just think of it as a homeward bone to transport you back to Firelink Shrine or your last rested bonfire, but it's infinite use. So, Andre's hammer, don't know why he's not here in this version, but anyway.
Well, what?
So, yeah, so it's basically, it's an unlimited homeward bone. So we've got 14 homeward bones. They're a finite item, so I may as well just get rid of them because I don't need them anymore.
Best not.
So here's the handmaiden. She's the only one left. So anyway, moving on. We're going to go back to Firelink Shrine, see if we can squeeze in a couple more levels, and then we're going to Archdragon Peak. So get excited, guys. It's when the game first came out, everyone thought Nameless King was the hardest to deal with, and for I think for at least 6 months after the game was out, that was still true. People still thought he was the hardest in the game. You know, since then, I mean, this game has been out for 5 years, so you know, perspectives shift a little bit. So I don't think he's. Yeah, don't get me wrong, he's difficult, but I don't think he's, you know, worthy of the most difficult boss in the game. Not by a long shot, not anymore. There's a lot of guys who pack a lot more punch now, so. Okay, so 2 points in endurance to get us to 40. So, putting any more points into your endurance will not get you any more stamina. So 160 is your maximum stamina unless you've got rings or so to do otherwise. But All it's going to do if you put more points in is just increase your resistances, like your resistance to lightning, bleed, poison, frost, blah blah blah. So pretty much once it gets to 40, don't bother touching it. It can just sit as it is at 1 level, so I'm just going to put it into... no, I'll put it into... what do I want to do? I'll just put it into health.
Ashen one.
Okay. So, Archdragon Peak. Get excited, guys. Now I've got to remember. Aha. So back at the profaned capital. Doesn't look like we have our regulars in the chat tonight. It's alright, guys. We're just happy being lonely tonight, I suppose. But no, I'm just kidding. It's all good. Alright. So we want to go back through the area that we ran through to get here. Back where all those jailers were that drop your health. The Foxinator. He's here. He's here. He's queer. Get used to it. Alright. So I hope you're taking notes, because I'm going through this pretty quick. Okay. So I'm just going to run back through, because when we came through here last time, when there was a heap of people, heap of jailers in the area, they still are there. So you really want to try and get past them again. I'm going to lose a little bit of health here. And yes, that is a mimic, but I'm not going to fight it while I've got these guys on my tail, because they are very aggressive with their tracking and they're taking my health, bastards. Okay, so next thing is next. So you want to equip Path of the Dragon to one of your emotes or one of your gestures, whatever you want to call them. And Dragonstone Torso. I don't really use the dragon stuff at all, but you want to do Path of the Dragon next to this dragon, funnily enough. Okay, so a little cutscene will play. Okay. Coming up to Archdragon Peak, hopefully. These load times are getting a little bit excessive. I've been spoiled with playing on PC. Okay. So guys, this is Archdragon Peak. It's very sparse, a lot of dead stuff, a lot of rock. I suppose it could be considered an endgame area. Here's a little dragon, guys. We should... oh, well, that's good. We two-shot him, so hopefully we should be two-shotting the rest of them. Okay, that was weird. He just decided to cling to life there for a sec. Alright. So pick up a lightning gem. Good if you're doing a faith build and you want permanent lightning damage on your weapon. Would help me running through here because there are a lot of dragon type enemies and they're all weak to lightning, but I'm not really going to worry about it. So here we go. Oh wow, okay, that was the first time I've ever been parried by one of those guys. I didn't realise they could parry. See guys, I tell you what, I've played this game that many times, I've never seen something like that happen. And like, I don't know, I've experienced so many things since I've been streaming that I haven't seen in these games before, so I don't know if I've just been lucky, but yeah, wow, that was crazy. I can't believe that. It's never ever happened to me, and I've been playing this game for like 3-4 years. That's crazy. Ah, well, Light Beam Man just showing up late, as usual. Good on him. No, just kidding. Alright. So we're going up, we're coming up on our next boss, guys. Now, I suppose, I don't know if you would consider it a boss fight. I mean, technically it is, but, I mean, you're sort of splitting hairs if you... It's, me personally, I consider it more of a level hazard rather than an actual boss. Like, yes, it has a health bar, but, you know, personally, I think it's a level hazard. So you'll see what I mean once we get going. Ancient Wyvern. Okay. So we're gonna get past these guys. So Foxinator, I hope you're paying attention here, because you'll have to, if you choose to come here and do this optional boss, you'll have to do this as well. You pretty much just want to put on your Nike free runs and just get through here as quick as possible. Oh, you know what, guys? I knew he was coming, and I stopped running so I could press the dodge button, and he just fucked me up. Alright. So you want to watch out for this guy. He hits ridiculously hard with that axe and chain, so just watch it. And he's got a stupid amount of reach. So he can actually hit you off the ladder, which has happened to me before. But looks like we've got away relatively clean this time. Oh, okay, thought I was going to avoid that. Alright. Should jump down and kill the dragon. How did you know? Exactly what I was planning on doing. So guys, plunging attack finishes it, basically. Jump off, R1, plunging attack. I mean, if you want to sit there for 2 years and attack its ankles and tail, by all means, but you can just do a quick run and kill the dragon that way, which is how it's meant to be done, so. That's done. So I think that's 3 bosses, guys. I mean, if we could get to and kill Nameless King in this stream, that's 4 bosses killed in one stream. I think that's our record. So that's that'd be pretty cool. But there is a bit of bullshit to run through to get to the Nameless King, in all honesty. So after you kill the dragon, you get transported. Not sure how it works, but you just get transported inside the little castle thing, I suppose. Definitely want to kill these enemies if you see them, because they ring like a bell or something, and they summon in NPCs that want to kill you. So they're all like NPCs who have associations with like dragons and stuff. So I think he's got like the dragon blood armor or something. So they're like defenders of the dragons or some shit. So that's why they want to kill you. So I think he's called like the Drakeblood Knight or something, but it's not going to matter when he's dead. Too bad your dragons didn't protect you from that one, buddy. Yeah, Drakeblood Greatsword. So that's done. Soul of Crestfallen Knight. So guys, I don't know if this was a bug or what it was, but you see there's an item on the other side of this gate. Now, the Nameless King boss fight is up in the sky, technically, and you're not meant to be able to get this. I feel like you're not meant to be able to get this until after you beat him, but for whatever reason you can grab it through the fence or the gate, so I don't know. I don't know if that's just they forgot to patch it out, or maybe if it was intentional, I don't know, but either way. So Dragon Slayer Spear, I think it's called. An okay weapon, in my opinion. Not great, but not bad either. Yes, I am running past everyone because I want to try and get to Nameless King. So I want to try and do 4 boss fights in one episode. Though I reckon that'd be sick. Okay. Do I need anything up here? Oh well, may as well. Okay, Titanite scales, Twinkling Titanite, always good. Okay. So these little bastards, I hate these little things, big things. They're like I don't know, they're giant like rock monsters or something. So I don't know, they roll into you and they just mess you up. So here's another dragon, mini boss, never beaten it, so I'm not even going to try. Oh no! Yeah, so you see what would have just happened to me just then. They actually roll and they knock you off the edge of the map. They're little bastards. What's the king's name? He's nameless. You'll never know his name. You don't speak his name. Alright, you're done. I will quickly kill this guy. I think this is, what's his name, King Ricard or King Richard or King Dick, whatever his name is. Naked dude with a crown, basically. And drops his sword. Or his rapier, I suppose you'd call it. Okay. Now, if you guys did want to see more of the level, sorry that I've been running through it, but I think you guys mainly want to see the boss fights, so that's what I'm doing. Just going to power through, get to the Nameless King, and hopefully beat him. Well, you got to raise your glass for the King of the Bar. Come on, get down with JR. Okay, ring the bell, and basically everything goes to shit. So, here we go. Let's see how we go. I haven't fought him for a while, so I'm probably going to be pretty rusty. Let's do it. So, rides in on a goddamn dragon. Sickest entrance in the game. Don't care what anyone says. Just flies in on a dragon, just ready to kick some ass. Which is really cool. This scene, this portion of the fight can be a little bit awkward, guys, in all honesty. You've got to, basically, he's the King of the Storm, so he's got 2 phases, so you need to kill his, like, dragon thing. Oh, yep, okay, that got me, fair call. But you can only really damage its head, so and I don't know, I always find it a little bit difficult to try and get the spacing right. Oh, okay, I rolled too soon then. Oh, okay. Told you I was rusty, guys. You got me. And I didn't even get to the proper fight. That's just the prelim. That's just the exhibition. This guy is Nameless King. He is one of my favourite boss fights in this game. Not because of the difficulty, just 100% for the spectacle. Like, he just looks sick. He's ridiculously strong. His moves are really cool. I like his weapon. He's just, all in all, really well designed boss. Seriously. Top 5 for me, definitely. What are you talking about, rusty fucking trombones, you sick bastard? Oh, come on. So it can be a little bit awkward sometimes to hit him because it's hard to tell sometimes how far away he actually is. Alright, some good damage there. Very nice. Whoop. So you need to get away from that because the fire breath in this is notoriously difficult to deal with. And it does a shitload of damage. So, perfect example. If you get too close, he's going to jump up and breathe fire on the ground. So, if you get caught in that, you're pretty much dead. Alright, so here we go. I've done enough damage to open him up for a critical. And bang. Alright, so I will let this run. Probably one of the only cutscenes I actually am going to leave in the game. But, yeah, he's sporting those very muscular calf muscles, much like Light B-Man. But, here's a real Dragon Ball Z moment. He's just lost a comrade. Consider that dragon to be Krillin, I guess, and here's Goku, except Goku didn't kill Krillin out of mercy, I guess. But this would make me Frieza in this situation. But here we go. The loss of his friend and companion has turned him to new heights, and he's basically Super Saiyan. And it is sick. So now he's pissed. So here we go, time for the 1v1. Whoa, okay. Yep, here we go, guys. This is the true fight. True fight starts here. Okay, so you'll see he does delay a lot of his attacks, so you really got to watch him. Don't attack when you see the weapon move. Sort of attack when you see it. Let's see, like that. I rolled straight into it because I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, you really got to watch that. He has a shitload of reach. So just really be careful, guys, in all honesty. he can pretty much hit you from across the map. Like, he can close the gap ridiculously fast, so just really, really watch it. Okay, so I was too early there. Okay. Ah, yep. So, you sort of see what I mean with the timing on his attacks. His attacks do a lot of damage, but they can be dodged, you just got to get your timing right. So, always dodge when the attack's actually going to hit you, not when he's winding up for it, because that's where so many people come unstuck with this fight, and you just saw I did too, because I was so rusty. Haven't fought him for a good few months actually, so you know, once you've fought him a few times and you get used to it, you can sort of. I've done this fight where I've done it with only being hit like 2 or 3 times, so yeah, it's just all about timing, guys. Seriously, it's just all timing. Ah, come on. So you can sort of predict a little bit of what he's going to do sometimes. I rolled into that, that's my fault. So sort of when you see him sort of step back, you sort of know that they're going to fly away. Okay, now this is what got me killed last time, so I've got to dodge that. Yep. So this can actually be pretty hard to avoid in my opinion. Like, it's hard to look up in the air and predict where he's going to go. Alright, good. This is the attack that you can actually get some decent damage in on. Yep, nice. Here we go. Oh, I don't know, Light B man. He's definitely hard, but I definitely don't think he's the hardest in the game. That title belongs to someone else. Right. Oh, see, that was a little bit early then. I was lucky on that one. Oop. Oh, I was just out of his range then. That was lucky. So, I mean, look, I probably should have embered, but I didn't, so we'll just deal with it. Oh, that is a grab attack. Definitely don't get grabbed by that. Not counting the DLC, yes, I would say that he's definitely, in my opinion, I think he's definitely the hardest boss, if you exclude DLC. Oh! I hate dodging that attack because I can never do it. Right, so we've got to be careful here, because if he does up a big heavy, we're in the shit. Oh, okay. Yep, he got me. Yep. It was dangerous to heal then, I should have just dodged. Okay. Attempt 3. Okay. So, I made the mistake of not embering before. I'm going to do that this time. Yeah, if I keep dying like that, it probably will end up being an hour of power. Alright. If I had have embered, I probably would have beaten him there, but anyway, you live and you learn. So, let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to jump at me, or is he going to step back? Oh no, neither. He's going to fly off straight away. Right. I did think I was a little bit early with that one. Right, get away from him when he does that. By rights, I mean, you should really be able to do this without getting damaged. Oop. I say that, oh, that was crazy. I dodged that first one, but he clipped me with the second. Lucky it doesn't do that much damage, but... Fortnite of power. Come on. It's not going to take me that long. I got this. Okay. So this is attempt 3. That's not too bad, in all honesty. Oop. Okay. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, take that chance to heal. I got sloppy there. So guys, he's definitely not a boss, as you can see by the amount of damage he puts out. Definitely not a boss that you want to trade hits with, so no shame in just attacking him one attack at a time and just sort of pacing the fight, because it can be very draining, and because you've got to go through 2 stages of it. Oop, okay, there we go. Open him up, bang. Fair bit of damage. Hit him while he's down. Remember that, guys, your enemies, always hit them when they're down. Oh no, come on. Oh, okay, that was lucky there, guys. I honestly thought, nah, I'm dead. Alright, let's do this. Okay, that attack got me again, guys. What is going on? Alright, so now we need to try and find a time to heal, because one more shot and we are gone. And I knew that was going to happen. Alright, so he just doesn't chase after you, just casually walks like it ain't no thing. Oh, I actually dodged it that time. Hell yeah. Ooh, okay. Alright, yeah, we're not looking real good here, guys, in all honesty. Whoop. Oh, okay, big lightning slam. Okay. So, alright, so things aren't really going the way I wanted. He doesn't have a lot of health left, but that does not mean he's done. So that is probably going to hit me. Oh no, just avoided it. Avoid it again. Whoop, okay, got me. Couple hits left. Can we do it? Get clutch. Whoop. Second time. He doesn't do that attack very often. And he's done. Awesome. Whew. Not too bad. What was that, 3rd try? Someone keeping count? Okay. Whew. Done and done. So, once he's gone, if it ever loads. Yep, here we go. So, once he's done, get the bonfire, the bell's just up there, I'm pretty sure. So, you get a couple of good rewards for beating him. Yeah, 4th try, that sounds about right. Titanite slab, which is always good. I think we already have, yeah, our weapon's already +10, so it doesn't really matter. But the only other thing after that, that gate opens, that's where we were before when I grabbed the weapon. So, Dragon Slayer armor, very fitting. Okay, so that, if my memory serves me correctly, that is all the bosses of like the main game and all the optional bosses, I believe. So when we do our next stream tomorrow, we'll be starting the DLC. So we'll be doing Ashes of Ariandel. So that'll be a good time. There's a couple of, I think there's only 2 bosses, but it's a big area, plenty to cover. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching. If you're watching after this gets uploaded, please like, comment and subscribe on any of the videos, and make sure you hit the bell for notifications whenever I'm going live. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.